like lots of girls. However, that is not the case here, and it's usually not the case in Africa in the wild as well. So, making sure that our boys can live together nice and safely, very important. So we've got Usiku, we've got Kito. So Usiku is off here to the left, Kito over here to the right. We've got Jasiri joining us now. So they're going to get sort of situated. We're going to see if Bahati would also like to join us. So I named a lot of names. All of them are a little hard to remember. That's totally fine if you don't remember all of them. But again, having these 4-boy lions used to be very rare, especially in human care. But as we learned more about how male lions interact in the wild in Africa, we learned that boy lions live together all the time. It's very common, not just even groups of 4, but upwards of 6 or 7 boy lions all working together to protect their family. Very, very important. So having our boys live together, another reason that this works is they are all brothers. So all part of the same litter, and they love living here with their family. There goes Usiku showing off how big he can get. Now, these boys can be hard to tell apart from one another. I mentioned Usiku was over here to the left. Usiku tends to have a little bit more extra skin around his forehead, so sort of more wrinkly. He also has a very square-topped mane. Kito, next to him in the middle here, he's our largest at about 450 pounds. He's a big boy. He also has the darkest mane. And then Jasiri over here to the right, pressing his face all the way up against that mesh. I like to describe him as having a sort of scraggly beard. He's missing most of his mane along his shoulders. It's just how it grows in. I can't really say anything. I can't really grow a beard. So, and then Bahati over at the door is our smallest. He's also our lightest in color, especially around his chin. Now, like I said, it's hard to tell them apart just by looking at them. It took me a long time to get to know each of them and tell them apart. So, instead, I usually use their personalities to tell them apart. I'm going to start with Bahati. Bahati, the fact that he wasn't joining us in here does not surprise me at all. He tends to be a little bit more nervous around big crowds, and he's much more independent. He's happy to go off and sort of do his own thing. Jasiri, again over here to the right, he tends to be a little bit of a wild card. Some days he wants to be right next to his brother, sometimes laying on top of them. Sometimes he wants to go off and do his own thing. One thing that he's very consistent with is snack time. He takes snack time very seriously, and he usually goes off, especially when he has something big, and he'll go off into a corner where he can very fiercely defend his whatever he's caught. Kito, again in the middle, I had said he's our biggest. Sometimes I'll get the question if he's our alpha, if he's in charge. He is not. There is no alpha. He may be our biggest lion. He's also our biggest softie, very easily getting his feelings hurt from his brothers. And then Usiku over there to the left, he is our peacekeeper. They are brothers, and I don't know about you all, but I don't get along with my siblings all the time. They're no different. They'll have small disagreements. But Usiku, he doesn't like the drama. He makes sure that everybody loves each other again. He's also the one that you'll most often see patrolling his home, especially if our hyenas are making a lot of ruckus. And you'll often hear him. He does have the loudest roar. You can hear it from about 5 miles away. So everyone in the zoo knows that he and his brothers are around. Now we have finished up our lunch. I do want to talk a little bit about the training. I was so focused on introducing you to our boys, which is fine. They're so much fun to talk about. Training that we use here at the zoo is very important, especially in helping us take care of animals that we can't just go in and take a closer look at. Our lions, all of them are about 400 pounds. Again, Kito at 450. They have sharp teeth, they have sharp claws. If something is wrong with them, we can't just pick them up and take a look at them like you would a cat at home. So instead, we can do training sessions that let them participate in their own vet care. So we can ask them to show us things like their paws, make sure they don't have any cuts or bruises or splinters. Ask them to show us their teeth, make sure they have a nice big healthy lion smile. We can practice for longer behaviors like blood draws, like I was mentioning earlier. We can ask our boys to present part of their tail, and we can get a little bit of blood from them, asking or testing for germs or disease, make sure that